Hey everyone, I just wanted to go over something today that's very important for you as a consumer, but also as a business person who may use revolving credit or notes to help finance operating capital or whatever it might be. And this is the difference between APR, your annual percentage rate, and your effective rate that you're going to pay. A lot of textbooks or financial publications will show your effective rate. They'll call it the EAR or they'll call it the EFF. It's listed as different things, but essentially it's the amount of interest stated in a rate that you're actually paying. And it's a conversion from an annual percentage rate to an effective rate based on compounding periods. So let's just do a quick example. And when we get into this, I want to let you know that we're using the equals effect function in Excel. Just a little table that I've made here to help us take a look at this using the equals effect function. So we have an APR, let's just say, for example, of 6%. Now, if we just have one compounding period a year, we still have an APR and EAR, or effective rate, of 6%. But this can change as our compounding periods start to become more frequent. So at a monthly compounding period, we're now paying 6.17%. If, this may be an instrument that compounds daily, now we're at 6.18%. And I know, 18 basis points doesn't sound like too much, but it actually is. When you look at the increase on your base rate of 6%, it's a pretty significant jump. So the lesson here is understand sometimes what you're told as far as an APR, especially in the consumer protection literature, isn't what you're paying, and you need to be aware of the rates that you're paying, how that's going to affect your debt load, and how that's going to affect your balance sheet. Very important to understand this nuance, and Excel helps us with the math, once again, using the equals effect function. Thanks.